Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles, where in this Tier 10 standard battle here on the Ghost Town map, we see the return of a Rorik 78 in a not Tier 10 light tank, the Tier 8 ELC EVEN 90. There is a Tier 10 light tank in this battle, there it is, the T49. Yep, quite a size difference between these two light tanks. The ELC EVEN 90 is the smallest. Well, it's the smallest tank in the game. There are smaller machines than this, but they're tank destroyers. Long-time viewers of this channel will probably be aware of Rorik and his light tank antics. He is pretty good. Let's just see how he does compared to the other light tank on his team, the 2 tiers higher, T49. Rorik's already got some spots off. A little bit of passive spotting in the bushes here, although I can't help but feel he'd get some better spotting if he was in that other line of bushes, but can he make it over there without being seen by the projector? Well, yes he can if he sticks to this little bit of low ground. And he's respotted. Well, he isn't, but the Progetto is. And the Progetto just lost all of its health. 1300 spot and damage right there. Oh, the T49's dead already. Well, there we go. We're off to a great start. To be completely fair, while the T49 is a light tank, there's light tanks and then there's light tanks. And I don't know if the ELC EVEN 90 is the stealthiest light tank in the game, but it's got to be in the top 3. Oh, hello. Another Progetto. You can tell it's another Progetto because it's got more than 100 health remaining. And the T54 lightweight. This is an amazing passive spotting position. If you're in something that's sneaky enough to get here without being spotted in return on the way in. It's massively dangerous, of course, because on the hill up to the north over there are probably going to be a bunch of dug-in tank destroyers. And if any of the guys over here trying to sneak around by the beach ships, oh dear, he just got slapped to within an inch of his life as well. So there's 2,500 spot and damage already. But if any of those guys on the flanks trying to sneak around by the beach ships, like those 2 extremely unfortunate Progettos, do spot you, you are in a world of hurt because of the sheer volume of firepower that will be brought to bear. Unless, of course, you're going to do it on your own terms. Because while this could, and maybe should, have been one of those games where you just sit in the bush or sneaky like and spot. Oh, and there goes the T54 lightweight. Sometimes you just have to take matters into your own hands. And there's his first kill. And instantly he's on the move. And equally instantly, everybody starts shooting at him. There are still potentially 2 Progettos over here, plus any... Yep, there's one of them, plus any fire from the tank destroyers that you know are going to be camped up on the ridge. But he has a 3-shot autoloader, and the Progettos are 1-shot kills. So there's his second kill. And back into cover. Narrowly avoided a hit there. I say narrowly avoided, I mean he's in relatively low ground here, and you don't need an awful lot of low ground to go hull down, well, and turret down in this thing, because it is such a tiny little tank. So, less than 300 actual damage done, but 2 kills and nearly 4,000 spot and damage done. And he knows he's gone undetected after whatever it was that fired at him last missed from the city over there, and he's moving up to the line of bushes that was occupied by the enemy Progetto, but which he knows is no longer there because it just took a shot at him from up to the north by that ridge after receiving the spanking of its life, and was last spotted somewhere up there. Oh, and unsurprisingly, not alone. There's the Cannon and Yak Panzer 105, who just had the great misfortune of getting himself spotted while relocating, and the team were at least shooting at him, but he managed to get away with it. Again, you know, it's a fairly low-profile machine. Meanwhile, one of his division mates in the Barask is moving up a little ambitiously, because he's, well, good news, bad news, he found the Cannon and Yak Panzer 105. Bad news, he didn't survive the encounter, but Rorik was able to get off a shot. Instantly got spotted. I think that was a T95, yeah, that was the Doom Turtle shooting at him. He would not have survived that. I mean, he only has 900 hit points to begin with, and that's a Doom Turtle, and he definitely doesn't have 900 hit points now. But what Auroric did pay attention to there was, because it wasn't just the Doom Turtle that was shooting at him, but everything that was shooting at him from the direction of the town. So he knows, or at the very least he has an extremely strong suspicion that there are no further enemy tanks up here in this corner. Which means the Progetto, because it is still alive, the first one that took that massive spanking, has pulled back over here. And this, yeah, there he goes. So, you know, definitely a smart move from the Progetto. The only potential problem here is that the ridge that he's pulled back to is one that is likely to be stuffed full of more tank destroyers if they know what they're doing, and, well, heavy tanks if they don't. Either is possible. But he does know he can one-shot kill that Progetto, as long as the Progetto isn't aware that he's being followed. And he isn't. And neither was the AMX CDA 105. There goes the Progetto. Oh, look, there's an S-tank. He's only got the one shot left, so make the most of it and then get the hell out of there before that guy realises what just happened to his two teammates. Activates movement mode, turns around and puts a shot up your ass. Well, that was a profitable a profitable little fishing expedition, wasn't it? And he's gotten away with it. You see, the trick to playing a light tank, well, anybody can play a light tank. But the trick to playing a light tank well, actually, we'll talk about this in a moment, because watch what he's doing here. He's going back for the S-tank. He's deliberately avoiding the cap circle because the "you are being capped" indicator would warn anybody up there that there's somebody coming. And he's taking a bit of a calculated risk here, because if the S-tank was still up there, surely he would have been spotted and the sixth sense alert would have gone off. But he was in low enough ground there that it would have made it very difficult for the S-tank to actually drop its gun enough to hit him. And he wasn't there. He's a... Ooh, you sneaky fucking Russian. Right, this thing does have a very, very long aiming time, but patience is its own reward. How many kills is that now? It's a Top Gun. It's a Top Gun already. And there's the ruins and remains of the Progetto and the AMX CDA. Stops to take a quick poke up through the bushes, doesn't see anything. A lot of players would have rested on their laurels. I mean, you've already got a Top Gun. And that's not a bad spotting position. But there's still a lot to play for. I mean, the team are ahead. They have more hit points and they have 2 more kills, although they only have 1 more kill now. This match can still swing either way. You really do have to keep the initiative going. And there's a certain skill set that you need if you're going to play a light tank. Well, anybody can play a light tank, but in order to play a light tank well, you need good map knowledge. You need to know where to go to spot. You need to know the avenues of retreat in case you get spotted in return. You need to know the capabilities of your machine. You need a good sense of situational awareness. But more than anything, I'd say you need to know when to make your move. There's a time when you should be sitting in a bush and farming spot and damage, and there's a time when you should be being aggressive and making your move. And this is definitely the time when you should be aggressive and making your move, because this match very much hangs in the balance. Swift dose of surprise butt sex for the other S-tank here. And of course, knowing the capabilities of the opponents that you're facing doesn't hurt either, because that thing can either shoot well or move well, and it cannot do both at the same time. And it was shooting well, and then it decided to switch to moving well mode. And in the time it took for that to happen, Auroric was out of there. And then, of course, the teammate finished him off. Next up, while Auroric is reloading, Iron Arnie over there. That's an M47 pattern. It was put into the game in a collaboration with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's a decent tank, and that guy's been having a good game, but it ends here. The thing is, they need to kill him quick, because there is an Object 260 approaching from the north. Unfortunately for Iron Arnie, he is kind of pinned in over there, so he's backed up to the border, where at least nobody can surprise him from behind, but with the possible imminent arrival from up that direction of an Object 260, they really do need to focus him down quick, and they do, because, well, if you look at the map, you'll see that he was fighting 4 against 1. Pretty much the entire remainder of Auroric's team were able to concentrate their firepower on him. And the enemy team, by contrast, are scattered all over the map. So what Auroric's team are doing here is exactly that. They're focusing their firepower and trying to turn what could be a 4-on-4 fight, well, it's a 4-on-2 fight now, into a whole bunch of 4-on-1 fights. Oh, the Doom Turtles, he knows he can kill you. But he's got too many different opponents, and yeah, you kind of had to feel sorry for the Doom Turtle there. There was absolutely no way he was surviving that. The best he could hope was to take one of them down with him, and he wasn't even able to do that. That just leaves the Object 260, and if he was heading south to support his 2 surviving teammates, he kind of failed miserably. So, where did he go? Where would you go if you were the Object 260 against 4 surviving enemies? Because that's what Auroric is thinking right now. If I was that Object 260, knowing the capabilities of my tank, knowing that I was facing 4 enemies, 3 of which are extremely easy to kill because they're light tanks and tank destroyers, the 60 TP, not so much, but it's low on health. The 260 has a very nice gun and good, strong frontal armour. So maybe back up into the corner of the map so that sneaky little French light tanks can't get around behind him. Or perhaps the ridge where the tank destroyers and the Progetto 46 were, because that offers... Oh, he's up here. Well, you know, either of those would have been good choices. Auroric just assumes he got spotted and manoeuvres to avoid incoming fire, and does avoid incoming fire as that shot from the 260 whistles over the top of his turret by a country mile. And he's not planning on waiting for the rest of the team to get... I mean, they're not that far away, they're going to be here soon, but he's going in alone. This is all going to depend on which way the 260 is looking, and he's looking the wrong way. There's one shot. Second shot bounces. I'm very surprised the 260 was able to get the gun and turret around in time to get the killing shot there, but he did. And Auroric's adventure ends there. But the Object 260's adventure isn't going to last much longer, not with 3 enemies closing in, one of which is a 60 TP that can take a hit on the chin. The other 2 are tank destroyers that cannot, but have enough health to ensure that the 260 does not survive this encounter. By the way, that was gold ammo from the 260. I don't know if you noticed. Because you've got 2 tank destroyers with no armour and an ELC EVEN 90, so you absolutely definitely need to load the gold, don't you? Well, he might have been loading it in anticipation of shooting at the 60 TP. It was likely to be the first tank that he spotted. I didn't think he was expecting the ELC EVEN 90 to actually charge up and fight him. But either way, the 260's adventure ends there too. And that is an Ace Tanker Top Gun Scout. More than 2,000 base XP with 2,000 damage done of his own and over 5,000 spotting damage, and somehow also profitable result for Auroric 78 in the ELC EVEN 90 French Tier 8 light tank in a Tier 10 battle on the Ghost Town map. He is pretty good at these light tanks, isn't he? And it's always a pleasure to watch. And I hope you agree, because that's it for today. Auroric, well done. Everyone else, take care, and I'll catch you next time.